Happy Hub was a challenging project to say the least. I faced several challenges and setbacks, but I came out knowing a lot more than I knew when I went in. While the purpose of my project was always clear to me, the implementation was quite difficult, and I would refer to Happy Hub as my project of firsts, simply because I had to try so many new things to get it to work. The first that will stick with me the most is my first time working with artificial intelligence. Since I was using image recognition to predict moods, I decided to use a deep learning model, a subset of AI that is especially good at finding patterns. To create this model, I had to learn about TensorFlow, Keras, how to incorporate an AI model in a website, and how to use HTML and JavaScript to create a camera. Additionally, in order to ensure diversity and equal representation in my training data, I collected over 2,000 training images. Some other new technologies I used were the Google Maps API and Nominatim to create a Find Help feature to help users find therapists near them, and Chart.js to visualize users' moods in graphs. Happy Hub has a groups feature for users to join groups with people who share the same interests as them. To create this feature, I used many-to-many fields for group memberships. Many-to-many fields allow multiple users to join a single group and a single user to join multiple groups. Since this was also my first time using many-to-many fields, I encountered the biggest bug while working on this feature. I had to completely restart my entire project, but luckily the other features weren't affected by the bug, so I could reuse my old code to recreate them quickly. Another challenge to building Happy Hub was graphing the moods. I used Chart.js to graph the moods, and I graphed the current week's moods, moods over time, and the ratio of different moods. It was quite difficult to use Chart.js since it was, again, the first time I was using it, and an especially big challenge was graphing multiple graphs at once. It was also quite difficult and took a lot of maneuvering to link the database to the charts. Happy Hub is the first and only website I've ever published. I think it's fair to say that publishing it was almost as hard as building it in the first place. I tried several web hosts to try to publish, but it was quite a while before I got it right. I first tried Heroku, but I was told that my slug, the compressed version of my project folder, was too big. After hours of trying to shrink it, I decided to turn to other web hosts. I tried Render, Railway, Versal, and Netlify, but none of them seemed to work, and unlike Heroku, none of them provided an explanation of what went wrong. I had no choice but to turn back to Heroku and try to reduce the size again. I quickly noticed that the reason the size of my folder was so big was because I had installed all of TensorFlow, CPU and GPU, while my project only used CPU. I changed my requirements file so that only TensorFlow CPU was included, and that reduced my slug size drastically. Finally, I only had to fix a couple of small bugs and link the database, and Happy Hub was published. While this project certainly came with its problems, they were the kinds I loved to solve. And it has truly been an incredible journey, and I learned a lot along the way.